All right, we can go ahead and get started. My name is Chelsea Vielhauer. I work in the Strategic Communications Office. We've got Jordan Stout in this room with us today. Reminder, we're going to use the raise your hand feature if you'd like to ask a question. So you can go ahead and hit that raise your hand button, and then we'll call on you in order of raised hands. So we can go ahead and start if anyone has a question.
Right. Hey, Jordan, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
Good. So obviously year two for you and Joe Lorig here in Happy Valley. Been a pretty weird off season, but how have you two kind of grown together so far? And just in these past few months, even though they've been kind of different, obviously, so far.
I feel like from the beginning, Lorig and I have been pretty close because I'm like his only recruit here so far. Through the past few months, it's been really hard because we haven't been able to practice as a full team. And I feel like I've had a lot of one-on-one time with him compared to usual. And I think that's really helped us.
All right, Jordan. Well, a couple big things. One, punting, obviously. That's been your forte, I guess. Just take me through, or that's about to be. Take me through that development. Over the summer, were you able to get out regularly? I mean, or do you have like a specialist you work with at home? Just take me through getting better.
Yeah, I have a guy. He used to punt at UVA, and he lives in UVA. And I went to him every weekend over quarantine. So I feel like I got so much better just through quarantine. Almost is even better if I would have just been here because the guy knows so much, and it was really good to work with him. And then ever since we got back here, it's been really good to work with what amount of the team we can and to be around Lorig and the new guy Raisback, and then Stoll and Penniger. I feel like our chemistry's gotten a lot better too. You're muted.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Yeah, just Virginia Tech game. Obviously, I know you're probably really looking forward to that. Just how bummed out were you about it? I mean, I'm sure you still have some friends down there. Maybe some of those guys are pretty bummed out about it too.
Yeah, I mean, it's what it is. There's not much we can do about it. I was looking forward to the game, playing with my old teammates, but we just got to move on from there.
Thanks, man.
Okay, Will, go ahead.
Thank you. Sorry, it took me a second to get the thing.
No worries.
So obviously, Jordan, last depth chart we saw you were listed as a punter. Getting experience with Blake Gilligan in the 1 year you guys were here together, how valuable was that for you? Just learning from a guy who was really a veteran punter here at Penn State, and yeah.
I mean, it was huge. Not only was he the starter for 4 years, he was a team captain, and having him by my side really helped me progress. I mean, he made the 53-man roster, so like he's a stud, and it just shows after him doing that, being behind Morstead, and maybe who knows, he might take over after Morstead in a few years, but he's in a really good position, and I feel like he's really helped me in my process.
Thanks very much, Jordan. Appreciate it, man.
Hey, Gabe, if you have a question, you can go ahead and ask Jordan.
Hey, Jordan, how you doing?
Good, man. How are you?
Good. Hope everything's well about you. So obviously this offseason you lost Blake Gilligan to the NFL. And I know that this season you're going to do some punting. What are some of the biggest things you learned from Blake with your time with him?
I feel like me and Blake were very similar in the way we punted because we trained with the same people. For the most part, I just learned to be composed in pressure situations. And he also taught me a few little things like you have to drop the nose of the ball when you're punting into the wind, which I knew that, but after seeing him do it multiple times and me struggling with it, I feel like that really helped. But I think the biggest thing I learned from Blake is how to be a leader, because not only did he play here for 4 years, but he's also a team captain, and that's rare as a punter to be team captain. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, and I know yesterday the number 0 thing was announced on Twitter. Do you have any aspirations to wear number 0?
I mean, I'd be honored to wear number 0, but regardless of who it is, I'm gonna be happy for him.
For sure.
I would like number 0. Just
Yeah. With one more thing, I know earlier this offseason when you were talking to the media on Zoom, you mentioned how all the different things you could do. You could punt, you can kick deep, you can kick long field goals. How do you prepare for a game knowing that in any situation you can be doing any one of those things?
I feel like preparation is more in the off season. Before we get into the season, I'm going to be comfortable punting, kicking off, holding, anything. I feel like that preparation doesn't happen the week of the game. I feel like it's the off season.
Sure. That's all I got. Thanks,
Cool.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Thanks, Gabe.
Thank you.
Hey, Greg, how are you?
I'm good, Chelsea. How are you?
Good. If you have a question, you can go ahead and ask Jordan.
All right, Jordan, how you doing, buddy? Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.
Jordan, what was it like to get back out on the field with pads on and kind of get a more, regular preseason routine started yesterday?
Oh, it was sweet. It was really good. Punting's a little bit different when you have shoulder pads on because it pushes your arm out. So it's good getting acclimated to shoulder pads again.
How are you different as a punter now compared to, say, this time last year?
I feel like last year I was good, but I feel like in the off season I've really put in a lot of time and effort into it, and I've really put myself through a lot of game scenarios in my head, and I've just been practicing a lot more. So I feel like I'm more prepared than I've ever been to punt in a game, for sure.
Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Jordan, thanks for doing this. I apologize if you've already answered any of these. I joined. So I've seen, Sanders Sahadic, a recruit in the 2021 class. He's posting on Twitter, hitting 60, 70 yarders in practice. That made me curious. What's the longest field goal you've ever hit in practice?
I think it was 76.
76.
And that was actually freshman year. I haven't tried since then.
Wow.
But Sanders, that kid's a freak. I've seen his videos. He's really good. I'm excited to get him here.
Greg Pickle.
What was the situation and circumstance of even trying a 76-yard kick? Was it indoors or outdoors? And then a follow-up to that would just be, what do you have to do differently to make sure you don't wear yourself out as a punter and kicker this year?
So first question, it was a little windy, and I was out with our special teams coordinator when I was at Virginia Tech, and I was like, watch this, because at the time I wasn't starting. I really wanted to start, so I was trying to impress him. And then what was the second question?
And to be Coach Franklin's talked in the past about maybe being a little bit worried about having a guy doing 2 jobs on special teams and leg fatigue and things like that. So what do you have to do to combat that, being a punter and presume?
Yeah, you just have to be you just have to do a lot of mental reps. You can't kick 20 punts, 20 kickoffs, 20 field goals a day. That's 60 kicks, and it's just like a pitcher in baseball. If a pitcher throws 60 times, their arms are gonna hurt. It's the same for me with my leg. I feel like just mental reps, and then making sure every physical rep I do is a good rep.
Andrew, did you have another question or was that a reserved hand? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, I did. So, on the original schedule, you guys were slated to play Virginia Tech, obviously your old school. What would it have been like for you to go back to Lane Stadium since transferring away from the program?
It's a bummer we don't get to play. It is upsetting, but we have to move on from there. Indiana.
And if I could follow up to that, how would you rank Virginia Tech's atmosphere and the scope of college football?
100% top 5.
Who would you put above or below?
Penn State's above. That's all that matters.
Awesome. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Hey, Ellen, how are you?
Hey, I'm well. How are you doing?
Good. If you have a question for Jordan, you can go ahead and ask.
Yeah. Hey, sorry if this has been asked already. Obviously, I'm just getting here, Jordan. But the video Penn State dropped last night with the number 0 being part of the new tradition, special teams and stuff like that. Just want to get your impressions on that and, I guess being a part of having a chance to make a part in history.
Yeah, I think it's so sick. I think it's really cool that we did it with special teams because that just puts a huge emphasis on special teams, and it makes people outside of the team or even on the team realize how important special teams really is. And I feel like it's going to make people work a lot harder, if not this year, than the next year, because I think what's going to happen is the number 0 is going to get passed down from each year. So I think it's a huge opportunity for anyone on the team that can grasp it. I'd love to have it, but if I don't have it, I'm going to be super happy for anyone on the team that does.
Okay. Another question for you. This is your second year with the program. You know, you came in last year as a transfer. I'm sure a lot of it was getting your feet wet, getting used to the program, the new players, the coaches. You know, what's your confidence level this season after having that year underneath your belt? How do you feel that you've grown more comfortable and gotten more acclimated to the new, not so new environment anymore?
I feel like sorry, one more time. What was the middle of that question?
Hold on, that was a long question. My bad. Now, just being your second year in state college now, not being the new guy on campus. What's your confidence level like, and how confident, or how do you feel about going into your second season?
I feel like I proved last year that I'm capable of kicking off and kicking field goals, and I'm so much more comfortable this year because I know the players have my back. I'm closer to them. I know the coaches have my back. I know I'm going to get opportunities because I've shown that I can. And then the only other part in that is punting, and I can't wait to show how I can punt as well.
Okay. Speaking of punting, Blake Gilligan, you were pretty close last year. He's since left. He's doing other things now. But are you all still in contact? And what are some things that he what do you all talk about?
Yeah, we talk almost every day. He just tells me pretty much how the process is, what to expect when it's my opportunity to be in his shoes, hopefully. I mean, the guy made the 53-man roster. That's so sweet. And he's behind probably the top 2 punters in the NFL right now, learning from him. And that's a lot of what we talked about. I ask him questions, but then he's one of my best friends. We just talk about life sometimes.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thanks,
Yeah.
Chelsea.
Thanks, Alan. Good to see you.
You too.
Hey, John, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good, Chelsea. How are you doing,
Good.
Jordan?
I'm good.
Hey, I guess I have time just for maybe 1 or 2 questions. Hey, Jordan, wanted to get your perspective. A few weeks ago, Shaka posted to Twitter about how all the rumors about the season restarting or not restarting was, destroying the mental health of the players, and destroying was the word that he used, which is a strong word. And so how much was the uncertainty of whether or not the season was going to happen? How much did that wear on you? And just how relieved and or happy are you now that the season is going to be restarting?
We're all just super happy to play football. I mean, I'm sure some of the guys were stressed that we weren't going to have a season. And then with COVID going on, I understand why they were stressed. But destroying the team, I don't think that's 100% accurate. I feel like we've done really, really well considering the circumstances to stay together and practice. I mean, we have 2 practices. We have 4 lift groups. We can't be together 100%, but the amount that we can, I feel like that's really pushed us towards being really good this season. And we're transitioning back into being with the whole team now. So I feel like we're going to be perfectly fine. If not fine, then better than fine.
I mean, even going back to the spring, not having blue-white, not having spring practice, did that kind of reinforce how much you love and enjoy playing college football? And maybe not that you took it for granted before, but just have it reinforce how much you love what you're doing?
Oh, absolutely. I was so upset when all that was canceled because I just wanted to get in front of some fans and show my team what I'm capable of under pressure. And I really missed it. But yeah, love football. Can't wait to play.
All right. Well, hey, thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Chelsea. I appreciate the time.
Thanks, John.
Thanks.